Welcome to Fresh Off the Boat. My name is Arjun Seth and I run Ed Brand Consulting. We are an education firm based in Gurgaon, India. The podcast that we've just started this season is to help students who are currently in high school connect with students I've worked with in the past. And I'm delighted to welcome Avinav Budraja today. He graduated from Sri Ram School, Aravali in 2018. I met him in 2017 or so, and we sort of worked together, guided him on some sorts to apply to UCLA, UCSD. He chose to go to UC San Diego and is currently pursuing a double major in economics and mathematics. We'll learn more about that, Avinav. But first things first, welcome and look forward to hearing your story.
Yeah, it's great to be here, sir.
Super. So the first question I have is about settling in the large university system, and also what is the whole residential college deal at UCSD? Very often students come confused saying, okay, how do I choose my college? What did you do to find the right one?
Yeah, so basically UCSD is a pretty large college and it has around 30,000 undergraduate students, which is quite a lot. And housing wise, so first, I think they assign you a college. There's 6 colleges, but they're building a 7th currently. And so it like depends on which one you prefer, and they then assign you that college. So I was in a triple in my first year, which is generally what everyone gets, which is like 70% of the people get into triple. And that was an interesting experience because I lived in an apartment with 15 people, I think. There was like 5 triples, which was crazy. And in my sophomore year, they moved me into a double. So yeah, I mean, there are a lot of people, but you make a lot of friends that way too. You interact with a lot of people. And
Great.
yeah, so the housing works.
Super. And so talking more about academic advising and settling in such a large environment, so what was it like for you? What resources did you use to make sure that you understood what this large university system was about?
Right. So I feel like I'm part of the economics department. So the economics department counselors were very helpful in helping me figure out my classes for the next 4 years and helping me plan my schedule that way. I mean, when I first came in, I did not come in with any credits because I came from the Indian system. When the students they get come from like AP backgrounds, and I mean, they were pretty helpful in helping me figure out a plan as to how I'm gonna get 180 credits in total by the end of this. And I've like surpassed that, and now I can even pursue a minor. So I feel like using advisors is very helpful. And they also have a lot of online resources which you can use. One is like the virtual academic counselor. So that's just like you type in a question and someone from the advising department will answer it within 2 business days, which I feel like is very helpful, especially if you're not on campus and want to like make an appointment or have like a small question. So yeah, I feel like it's pretty helpful.
Great. Then you chose to look at economics and also doubled it up with math. What was going on in your mind? Why sort of do such rigorous sort of programs?
I feel like econ and math go really well together. And I was always more on the quantitative side. And I felt like econ wasn't giving me enough of the quantitative side. So I wanted to double that up with math. And I felt like it was just a really good combination, which, would help me further on.
So I'm sure many listeners would be interested to know what econ math majors end up doing, also what they study in university, and also what are the different tracks that you're considering in terms of career opportunities with this major.
Right. So econ is a very like wide subject. I mean, you can apply it to a lot of things. And when you combine that with math, it actually shows that you have very strong analytical abilities. So that's one of the reasons I chose this major. And I'm also currently pursuing a minor in business. So I feel like that opens up a lot of opportunities. And I've really been looking into careers in investment banking and consulting. So yeah.
Great. So typically, what are the skills that overlap with, and so what are the things that you do extracurricular wise to succeed as a maybe intern at an investment banker? Do you join clubs at UCSD, which are more
Hmm.
finance focused? What are the opportunities that you
Yeah,
participate in?
definitely. There's a lot of clubs at UCSD for that sort of thing. There's like the Undergraduate Investment Society. There's like a fund which is managed by a lot of students. But I I personally really like investing in the stock market. So a couple years ago, I got my social security number from working on a job on campus. And since then, I've been investing in the market, and I manage a portfolio of around $5,000, which I've collected myself. And my friends and I are actually starting our own organization to help to like form a group about investing. I mean, it was kind of backtracked by the whole COVID thing, but we're planning to like kick it off in fall.
So, what is
So,
the idea? What kind of
so
project would this be?
So, our UCSD has organizations to train you into investment banking. They have one for trading. But what we realize is that they don't have one for investing. Like, people who just begin investing, they need some sort of, knowledge and support. And I feel like that's the kind of organization that I'm planning on starting with my friends. So,
That's good. That's
yeah.
very enterprising. So, do you follow like investment advisors or people who teach investment, online or read books? What inspirations have you got to start this club now, or your journey to sort of begin thinking about
Um,
starting the
I
club?
mean, I've always really looked up to Warren Buffett. He's been one of my idols when it comes to investing and value investing, and I've learned those ideals. And throughout school, I learned accounting, and I've been able to learn about financial analysis through my internships. And so I've just been applying all of that together to kind of value companies and follow his footsteps in a way. Yeah.
Great. So, if you were to look at other extracurriculars, things that you do for fun on campus,
Yeah.
what are the things that come to your mind?
So, I mean, we have a lot of cultural associations. Like there's two Indian associations on campus. There's intramurals, which I'm part of. I play soccer and basketball, which is a lot of fun to do on the weekends. And also UCSD is located right next to the beach. So it's like on the weekends you can just go on the beach and like play. And I was also involved in a spike ball organization, like a spike ball club. So we used to have like events on the beach like almost every weekend during the winter, and the weather's always super nice. So you're never gonna have an issue with actually going out and like finding things to do.
Great. I'm going to switch to asking you a few rapid fire questions to get to know Avinav a little bit better.
Okay.
First one is, if you were to pick three adjectives to describe your strengths, which ones would you pick? Which words would you pick?
I'd say friendly, um, enterprising, and confident.
Okay. Next question. If you were to look back during this time of COVID
Hmm.
and say, okay, lockdown has impacted the way you live, what
Right.
are the self reflections or areas of improvement you're working on?
Um, I wish I'd use my time a little more productively and work towards a little more skill building. But doing that along with having online classes, which is a completely new concept to all of us, is kind of difficult. So yeah, when I look back, I wish I'd like worked a little more towards skill building that way.
Sure. So classes and exams is got over, right? So
Yeah.
UCSD is on a quarter
What is-
system. Yeah. So that way it's kind of later for you
Hmm.
guys to finish your semester or quarter exams.
Yep.
What is the university thinking? How are they going to cope with in-person blended, and what are your views on it since you've already experienced end of the
I
term?
feel like the university did a good job in like they offered all the resources they should have, even if it was a normal quarter. And I feel like personally for me, learning was easier because in class there's so much to do. You have to follow the lecture. You need to make notes, and on top of that, you need to process everything that's happening. But with online, there's generally recorded lectures for me. So, I mean, I can pause it whenever, make notes, absorb whatever material was being taught. And so I feel like it was an easy experience. And exams too were online. And I feel like you're giving them in a more comfortable environment at your home. So, yeah, I feel like online learning has been a good experience for me overall.
So the exam timings, early morning in India, that didn't bother you much?
Actually, a lot of my professors were very nice about that. They used to have makeup exams for international students. But the ones I had to give were not super late. I'd say around like 11 p.m., which is doable, I guess. So yeah, I think it's
That's great.
yeah.
Fine. And now I want you to reflect back and sort of think of high school students who are a bit confused or disappointed with what's going on and can't deal with uncertainty as much.
Hmm.
You also probably had your fair share of uncertainty. What advice would you give high school students?
Um, I would say that just follow your heart, honestly. I feel like if you really like a college, don't let COVID decide where you have to go. And also, weather is a major factor, which is something I've come to realize because I've had friends in Boston and New York who are going crazy about the weather and they're just like always inside. And so I feel like weather plays a major factor. Um, yeah, so
Okay,
I don't
super.
really, yeah.
So if you were to look back at the whole application process, and I know it's been more than 2 years now, uh, what are the things that you feel a student should know, a high school student should know about presenting themselves or sort of being successful in finishing all the sort of tasks and sending off applications?
I feel like one thing I would say is that you should definitely be extremely honest in your applications because it reflects on you. I mean, and also, so wait, could you repeat your
Yeah. So it's
question?
basically about the application process. What do you
Yeah.
think worked for you, and what advice would you give?
Yeah, for me, I think it was just being honest and not showing myself as too much. Also, your essays should be your experiences. I mean, it cannot be something very like generic. It has to be like a personal reflection of yourself. So yeah, that
That's great.
definitely. Yeah.
Super. So my last question is about inspirations or things that you're following or things that you're reading.
Yeah.
Uh, so people you follow, books you read, maybe YouTube channels, etc. What's been catching your eye recently, or podcasts, etc.? So tell us more about that.
I've recently been following the news a lot because COVID, the market is like up and down every day. And I feel like there's a lot of like opportunities in stocks right now. So I've been following those trends a lot. And otherwise, I've been trying to learn the fundamentals of investment banking also. So I've been reading books on that because right now is the time where I get a break from like exams and between summer sessions. So yeah, that's just something I've been following. And otherwise, I've also been playing a lot of Call of Duty. Yeah.
So thank you for being your honest self as you always are, and look forward to following your success. We do have students who are aspiring to apply to UCSD,
Right.
and we will organize a few panel and webinars. Love to invite you on those too.
Awesome.
Look forward to reconnecting at that point. Thanks
Yes.
again, Avinav.
Thank
It
you
was a
so
pleasure.